let's see how well this works. Are we live? I think we're live. Yeah, looks like it. Alright, so main thing that we are going to do today, tired of working on the parcel site. I put in a whole bunch of time over the weekend to try and fix stuff and get stuff working, and just tired of work on that for right now. So I have a new project that I want to do, and this is, I want to be able to take the like the universal stream chat that comes with things like Restreamer that I use right now, and I want to make my own. So I basically want it, and I want to do that with HTMX and Go, mostly because I just want to learn it. So that's pretty much what we're gonna do. So I have the docs for this up, and from what I understand about HTMX is it is pretty much like the way that you want to do it, right? Is your backend server application or whatever just generates HTML with, you know, the library attached with these triggers and things, and then that's just how things work. And all of your API calls and everything need to return HTML. So that's what we're going to start with. I know what I need to go up to eventually is this WebSocket extension, which is going to be fun. But for right now, I just want to get used to kind of how HTMX works. So we'll see how this goes. And I think what I want to do first is just to have like a live server. I need to have a Go server, I guess, so start over here, Go mod init. And we'll see how this goes. And then I need some form of web server with templating, so I think that's going to be... I'm most familiar with Gin. That's going to be what I go with. I just need to remember how to get that going. Yeah, there we go. So we'll get a main.go. Is it going to be annoying? Install the things, yeah. So then... r.get. Uh, 200 gin.h. Okay. And then now I should have It's not started yet. Yeah. Perfect. So have that, and I need templating. So I can load, yeah, the HTML files as templates. Yeah, because now all of this can load whatever I want. So we'll make a templates. So we'll just do kind of some basic stuff. Right. Load in those things. And then what? So then when I get /ping, I can send HTML. Status okay. So I can do index.template. With title, new website. Okay. Well, that works. So now, what are we gonna do then? Okay, so we got that. So let's try and render like some super basic HTMX. So we'll kind of replace it with, or first we need this, right? I need this in head. Have this script. So now I can use it. When you're using HTMX, you typically respond with HTML, not JSON. You can use the data dash prefix when using HTMX. So let's try making like this thing work, right? So have this button. There's that button, and then let's swap it out. So we'll call this a div with an ID of parent div. When the user clicks this button, issue a post request to /clicked, and then use the content from that response to replace the element with the ID, parent ID in the DOM. Okay, so I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna push this button, and then it's gonna replace something here. So, okay, so let's do like replace.temple. It's gonna just be like hello world. So we have /ping is gonna return this. I need r.post/ Clicked is going to be a function which is going to return status okay. Replace .temple with some data. Or actually, I don't need to do any data because that's just it. Yeah, with no data. Save that and click. Oh, looky there. Like magic. Okay. That's. I actually am curious. Best Golang HTTP server to use with HTMX. I'm curious if, like, do I even need Gin? HTMX Gin? Back in devs. Blah, 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 blah. Overly complex. Yes. Okay. So yeah, that's... Okay, so we'll stick with Gin because it's seems pretty straightforward. So that seems pretty simple. Let's go to other things. So yeah, so I can do like get, post, put, patch, delete, all the different things. Issue a put request to the URL and load the response into a div. Okay. So I could have something that's like, if I wanted this to just be here, right? I can just say like, click me, and make this HX post / clicked. And then go over here, click, hello. That's pretty damn snappy. And if I keep clicking right, because this still has the HX attribute, right? Yeah, HX post is still there. That's really snappy. One thing I do want to see, yeah, didn't think so. HTMX support VS Code. It's probably going to be pretty difficult. I would imagine it's actually kind of difficult to do. Because you don't know what, like, the templating engine is, right? So you can only really template... You can only really do highlighting on the stuff that you know about. So, okay. That's going to be interesting. Hold on, I'm going to take yours on. So that's pretty cool. Like if I load the page and I click, there we go. So let's see if we can do some like, let's see what else we can do. So that's fine. By default, AJ requests are triggered by the natural event of an element. Input, text area, and select are triggered on change. Form is triggered by submit. Everything else is triggered by click. Okay. But you can also trigger on mouse enter once. Otherwise, you can use for on change, delay, throttle, form, trigger filters. So I can do control click for use in each. So on load, revealed, when an element first intersects the viewport. Okay, so there's quite a lot of stuff. You can do polling, load polling, where the element specifies a load trigger along with a delay and replaces itself with the response. Okay. Interesting. With HTMX indicator. If you want a response to be loaded into a different element other than the one you made a request, you do an HX target. Okay. HX swap, morph swapping, view transitions. HX swap supports many options for tuning the swapping behavior by default, blah, 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 blah. Whether you use the view API, swap delay, settle, ignore title, okay. Use a sync. What does sync do? So without using hsync, filling out the input and immediately sending the form submits two parallel requests to /validate and /store. Using hxsync, closest form abort on the input will watch for requests on the form and abort the input's request if a form is present or starts while the what? On the input will watch for requests on the form and abort the input's request if a form request is present or starts while the input request is in flight. Okay. So it says if the form gets submitted, cancel this. Okay. Seems fair enough. CSS with transitions without that. Out of band swaps. Boosting. Okay. So what I want to do... What do I want to do? So I think what I want is... Let's just make a simple, like, CRUD app, right? So I want to submit a form that's going to basically just return some styled HTML back to me. So we'll make a quick form. If I remember how raw HTTP forms work, or HTML forms work. Like, just structure-wise. It has been a long time since I've actually made any of these things. Okay, so we'll do something, like, super easy. Input text. Type equals text. ID equals first name, name equals first name. Sure, we'll just set up some really, really basic stuff. I just want to see how, like, reading data from this, like, how submitting forms really looks. So, okay, so we'll call this, like, last name, and call this last name, and we'll make another quick template here, just called, like, form data dot template. And what I want to do is have a div and an h1, which is going to be dot first name and then dot last name. So what I now want is to figure out how form submitting goes. Like, we'll have this form, right? And then we'll have a div ID equals result, where we have that, and that's going to be the target of our swap. So there's going to be HX post is /submit, and then target is result. So I think it said, like, forms are based on, yeah, form is triggered on the submit event, so that's okay. So then let's look over here at my UI. So I want r.get slash is going to be just and then send back index with no data. Yeah, that's it. And then I want a submit function. And then I just need to figure out how to get the form data out. Gin get form data. Yeah, I have a form, which will do all that. Blah, blah, blah. Form handler, yes. That's not, just want to see, yes, bind form data. Okay, so we'll have some struct type form data. String form is fname. Last name. Last name. And before I forget, make sure to change these. Okay. So I can take that and then bind, yeah. So var data is a form, no. Form data c.bind to data. And then I can say c.html http.status okay and take form data.template and return Actually, I think I can just pass the structure in. I can just say form, take data in. I think that works. So yeah, so I've got first name, last name. So let's say hello, world. I don't have a submit button. That probably was something I wanted to do. So let's see. Do they have an example of a... Does it just work exactly the same way? Okay, yeah, it works exactly the same way as a normal form. So we'll do that. Which means I should just be able to reload. Yeah. Hello, world, submit. Target error. Hello, world, submit. Cool. Okay. So that's actually pretty nice. So this is basically going to be single page. So that's not too bad. So the thing that I want to see is how to like append something, right? Like if I have some form data, right? Like if I submit it again, I want it to like add to the, like insert inside. Okay, so appending. So if I do this, like div ID results gives me another div. So I wonder if I go to like form data, remove this div, and just say like return this, right? So instead of just setting it, right, instead of just submitting it, take the target thing. So HX target, and then my swap is going to be HX swap. By default, it replaces the inner HTML, right? Appends the content after the target in the target's parent element. Before end. Maybe that's what I do want. Maybe I think after end is what I'm looking for. HX swap is after end. Let's see how that does. Hello, world. So I get it. That does work, but I want it inside of results. Inside the target. So maybe I want before end? Hello, world. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Yeah, so that's okay. So yeah, that's add it after all the children. So, okay. That makes it pretty easy. So let's do... I mean, that's pretty much most of what I need, right? Like... is I essentially need just, like, a chat box. And then I need a place to put all the chats. So let's see what we can do then. So let's just start with, let's get a lot of this stuff out of the way. Because WebSockets is going to be interesting. So the connect declaration establishes the connection, and the send declaration tells the form to submit the values to the socket. We migrated to an extension in HTMX2, which is available now. This is the WebSockets extension page. Okay, so if I add the WebSockets extension, so now I can use like that, right? So first, let's set up a WebSocket server on Gin, and basically all I want it to do is just send a message every so often. So like Gin WebSocket. Really? They're not gonna have native documentation for it? Or is it Gorilla WebSocket? How do Golang WebSockets? Okay, so there are WebSocket stuff. Do they have example usage? Is this still maintained? Last release was on February 2022. I think not. That doesn't give me a lot of hope. Last commit was on August 26th. Let's see if LogRocket gives any indication. Huh? Okay, they're using Gorilla WebSocket. When was it published? 2021. Golang WebSockets 2023. Is all now officially unmaintained. Melody is a lot simpler. Does Melody use it under the hood? Yep, it absolutely does. Why not just... Why not just like the native WebSocket? How does that work? Well, that's pretty recent. Native Golang WebSockets. Maybe that's... Blah, 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 blah. Create it with a WebSocket endpoint. So where are they getting the webs? Are they using the native one? Where are you getting this? Gin WebSocket. It's using Gorilla, but it's unmaintained. 2023. Are they using Gorilla? Does anybody have anything else? Okay, they implemented their own WebSocket. Fast HTTP WebSocket. There's some handler. Let's just see if we can make this work. Like if I just say r.get / connect. If I just do this, right? If I say WebSocket dot server, do they have like a new server thing or type server? Origin, constants, index, new config. Like, do they just have examples?
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's.
WebSocket.handle echo server. That's it? No. It can't be that simple. I mean, that's not gonna work for me, because if we look at like WebSocket dot, so that's wrapping a WebSocket connection function in a serve HTTP thing. Is there... Hold on. It can't be that simple. Okay. Well, that's actually promising. Actually, I think I'm going to use this one here, because that means that a lot of the documentation that's out will be similar. So... Okay, so let's try this. It's obviously going to use, like, HTTP. Home template, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be that. So you can find fast HTTP WebSocket gen. And we can just see how they hook it up, because it's going to look really similar. So let's see if we can get like var upgrader is WebSocket dot upgrader read buffer size 1024 write buffer size 1024. So on connect on equals upgrader dot upgrade c dot writer c dot request nil.
Take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice.
Defer con dot close.
When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights.
Write message web socket dot text message byte hello web socket time.sleep time.second. So this is just an infinite loop then. All right. Connection drops. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, and they just have this infinite loop. Right, so you get this upgrader, all this stuff. There's 100% better ways of doing this, but we'll do this for now just to figure this out. Template dot renders the HTTP template specified by its file name. Oh, I need to send HTML over the WebSocket? I think that's right. So, yeah, I guess so. So I need template dot do I need can I get like just the templates out? R dot instance returns an HTML instance. Hold on, let me see if I can do this. Gin render HTML but not send. I know I can do that. Yeah, render HTML to a string. Yeah, I guess I have to do that. So for now, we'll just say var chat template is equal to template dot must dot parse template slash form data template. HTML data is equal to template dot custom delimitors. Golang render HTML. Right. Golang render HTML to string. Come on. Ah, goddammit. So what's the there don't seem to be a good way of doing this. Right JSON, right message. WebSocket dot buffer bytes dot buffer chat template dot execute at TPL with I guess some random data, right? Like say message. Hello world. Do that so to like kill the connection. And then ref dot string. Or not even dot bytes. Okay. So that takes care of the WebSocket. But then if I go here and we use this kind of like example. So let's say I have this slash connect. And we'll just do this, like div ID equals chat room. So I want to swap OOB before end, which is pretty much what I want, I think. I mean, let's see what happens. Nothing. Okay. Oh, did I not hook up? No, I did. Okay. So that WebSocket connection did get made. If you look at the elements, wait, is it that I didn't it? Hashtag chat room. No, that's not it. Okay. Oh. That's not what I needed to do. Okay. Maybe I didn't set up this WebSocket right. So I have this connection. Like, there's no errors. Will be appended to the hashtag notifications div. The above example, content is sent down and will be parsed as HTML and swapped into the ID property, using the same logic as out-of-band swaps. Okay. If you want to change the swapping method, example, append content at the end of an element or delegate swapping to an extension, you need to specify that in the message body sent by the server. What if I just... Like, if I just do this, and I just copy exactly what they have. Okay, so it doesn't magically start working. So I'm missing something. I'm using the extension. So connect at /connect, which I am getting. Yeah, /ws. And I'm writing the message. With that message. I don't think I'm checking the errors though. Error not equal to nil. Log dot print error break. Like, I feel like there's an error somewhere. Right, broken pipe. Okay. So there is a problem. But why? client server example. Let's go back to this. So let's try to follow this one to a certain extent. So let's write a quick function called just like... yeah, I guess. Okay. Handle socket with this stuff. We'll use the default upgrader options. C equals upgrader dot upgrade of var nil if error not equal to nil. Error return. So close for. But in this case, I don't actually want to wait for a message. I just want to push messages. So then this whole bit gets replaced by handle socket b.writer c.request. Yeah? Yeah. Maybe. No. Let's see. That's not giving me an error. I'm not getting any of the information. I'm not getting an error. Which doesn't help me. WebSocket debugger. That sounds like a lot. Okay, there's gotta be something here. Okay. But now what? Yeah, it failed. But now what? Was trying to do something. It just seems like the socket connection isn't working? Or it's not configured right? Establishes to the chat room, content sent down from the WebSocket will be parsed out and swapped in by the ID property, using the same logic as out of band. That some content should be swapped into the DOM other than the target out of band allows you to piggyback updates to other elements on response. So specify that some content in a response should be swapped into the DOM somewhere other than the target that is out of band. So what data should be coming from the WebSocket, I guess. So if I take this div ID equals chat room. Okay. So it was working. I just don't understand how things work. Okay, that makes much more sense. So that's going to swap it in every time, but that's not necessarily what I want. I want it to be swapped. I want it to be patched in. So like if I do HX OB equals before end, broken pipe. Why? Okay, there we go. That's interesting. So you set up this and you say this is where notifications go, this is where the chat is. And then the data you send down the wire is what determines where it goes. That's weird. I kind of like it, but it is weird. Yeah, that's weird. That's freaky. So, okay. So now let's try to do the echo version. So like if I do this as an echo but with HTMX. Now I need to pull in the message. I can take MT. And that's going to be a byte string. So if I just swap this in now, where when I send data to it, it should just spit it back out here. So then how does input name equals chat message? In the example above, the form uses the WSSend attribute to indicate that when it is submitted, the form values should be serialized as JSON and sent to the nearest WebSocket. Okay. I guess we'll see how that goes. Dot print message. Like stringify that, I guess. If I run this and I type hello, that's a lot of data. Okay. I see. So it does get serialized as JSON. Well, that's interesting. That's neat. So, okay, I'm starting to see how this works. So I essentially want a text box that I'm gonna send. I set up my form and some data structure that parses it all out, pulls out, chat message, and spits it back out. So like if I take my form data and instead make it chat message JSON chat message, which is honestly all I care about, because I don't think I care about any of these headers at the moment. That's all I really care about is the chat message. So then I can take this message, parse data, error is equal to JSON dot unmarshal, chat message is a form data, ampersand chat message, and we're using message. Why are you? Ah, right. So if we do if error not equal to nil, log dot print error break. That's the other way around. Okay, message. So now, if I say hello, ah, right. It should be chat message dot chat message. So, hello? Hello. How are you? Neat. Okay. So that makes a little more sense. And at some point I will have to clean a lot of that up. But that at least gives me something to work with. So like, next thing to worry about is when I'm doing the socket, how do I reset the form? So I want like HTMX reset form on submit. The send and return messages. I am able to post, save the message, and render the partial message that is running into a weird problem. Alright, text was not being reset. Right, because I'm not swapping it. Hey, let's just see if that does it. Let's see. That's pretty, like I'm mashing enter right now and it's only doing it that fast, which feels very slow. Maybe that's on my end. I think that's on my end, but anyway. So it's really weird. It's triggered after sending a message. Okay, maybe that's what I need. Hello? No. HTMX events. I want HTMX on. So HX on. HX colon. Use the kebab case. Do not preserve casing. I see. So if I do that. Yes, okay. It's still kind of slow, but I can figure out why that is a little later. Okay, so that gives me something to work with. So let's see if I can kind of make this a little bit better. Because I have a feeling a lot of these, like... let's see if I can build, like, now that I kind of get this, let's build something that makes a little bit... Like, I'm not sure if... I don't know why. I don't like the infinite loop. Even though I know it makes sense. So let's get rid of this real quick. So I've got this. I've got my buffer bytes. And then I write the message out. Oh, because I'm still sleeping. That's why. God damn it. Oh. Well. Great. So now I can, now I can go as fast as I want. There we go. Okay. I was about to lose on that. I'm like, I know it's not this slow. I know for a fact Go is not this slow. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. Hey. So... Alright, now to what I really wanted to do. So that's going to manage my connections, right? And essentially what I want is to have like 2 threads in the background, one listening to YouTube chat, one listening to Twitch chat, or to whatever chat. And then whenever they receive messages, to push it into some like universal chat channel. And then that will get pushed out to all of the web sockets. So... I can handle that. Like, I kind of get the HTMX part now, and I do want to use it because I think it's going to be really, really cool. So now what I need is... Essentially, I need all of these WebSockets to be listening on a certain channel for these, like, generic message things, which then have one of these rendered. And maybe for now I don't even have like the text input because I think that's just going to make things messy. So, how does that look? So I think first I need to know what my data is gonna look like. So for now, I'm just gonna leave all this commented out. There will be some function that all these work with, right? So let's just write the thing we're interested in. So if I say I have a function, or no, I don't want to start with a function. I want to start with the data that I want to be passing around, like my common interface. So type chat message is going to have some struct. What data am I interested in that? I obviously am going to need like a username. There's going to be the actual message, which is going to be a string. A source, which is going to be another string. I actually want that to be an enum at some point. But I can deal with that later. And I think we can start out with something like that is just this simple. So now what do I need? I need a channel that's going to basically be the buffer that's all of that's going to come in. So I need to remember how channels work. Yeah, so we're going to have my chats is going to be a channel with a bunch of chat messages in it. And we're actually going to make these pointers to chat messages just to help with like data replication and, you know, that kind of stuff. So that's going to be my channel of chats, so that I can use that channel as my interface. So then I need a function which is this is gonna be my like socket handler, and it's going to be handle chat WebSocket, and it does need these things, but since I'm not interested in passing it directly to like my web framework or whatever, I can add other things on it. So it's going to have the response writer, the request, and then it's actually going to have the chat channel, which is of type chat message. So it can read from the channel, not globally, but from that channel. And then some of the laws is going to be the same. Upgrader, which I need to bring back. Right, so I have that upgrader, which is going to be in charge of making sure that it gets upgraded to a WebSocket. And then something else actually that I want to do is, because this is just something that I've grown accustomed to it, and I now need it, is the structured logging packages, because they just make everything nicer. That. And just because, like, it makes everything nicer to read. Dot with error could not upgrade connection, and then return. What is the next thing I need to write? Defer the close. And then we have our essentially event loop. And I think, do I want to put a context? I won't right now, but I think there's benefits. But I don't think I need it at the moment. So what we'll do is I'm not interested in reading messages anymore, which does help. So what I want, it's like Golang select statement, I think. Select statements, yeah. Where I can take this channel and do that with it. So I can do like case where message from chat channel. I should probably put that in a select statement. So if I pull in a chat from a chat channel, it's like Golang switch context, something like that. Because you can do like a context cancel, I think. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, I am going to pass a context to it then. CTX context.context. So I can basically say case ctx.done break, which means that I've said like I want to, you know, shut it down or whatever. I'll make that one first. And then this is essentially where the rest of my code will go. So in this case, I have message, which is going to be... I remember how to actually do this. Case. Oh, right, it's the other way around. So I have var message is a pointer to a chat message. X. I'm trying to remember the direction of this. I think, isn't that... XC. I don't remember how the context of that works. Not switch, select. Right, you have C1 and C2. So select, yeah, message one. There we go. Message equals that. I knew there was a way to do it inline. So now I have message, which is a pointer to a chat message. And now I can do what I need to do with it. Which in my case is going to end up being make this. And I'm literally just going to pass message to it. So then chat template gets pulled down here. Which I probably should actually change this out for... I should probably change this out for loading in all the templates, but I will deal with that in a moment. Yes. Can I break? I don't think I really want to do that. I guess I could just do this. Equivalent. This is going to be log rest dot with error could not execute chat template. So I'm going to get my template and then pulling out all this. And in this case, could not send WebSocket message. WebSocket dot text message with those buffs. Return. Right, so this is now my handler. So I don't need, so I'm gonna get rid of all this because this is what I'm actually interested in now. We'll pull this back up. Now I've been able to focus on that. So when I say this handler, I'm going to do one thing. Go func time.sleep time.second, just to have something that is pushing stuff in all the time. So we'll create a channel up here. Chat channel equals make chan of chat message. And then chat channel. A new chat message with username me message hello world and source me, and set that off in the background. So now what we'll do is we'll say handle chat WebSocket c.request.context. The return context is always non-nil, defaults to the background context for outgoing client requests is canceled when the client connection is closed, so the request is canceled. Did it? Connection start. I'm gonna let this just be like a background context for now, but I do want to have this, like, I'll do a background to do. But I do want this to be something that I actually, you know, use in the future, because we do have a case for taking it into account. So c.writer and c.request. And then the chat channel there. And then every second it'll put in a new message. And then last thing we want to do before we test this out is make sure that we're doing all this. So we have a few things we can do here. So I'll do dot username, and then I'll do like on the, I don't know, I guess I'll do that like right here. Dot source. So let's see how this goes. Well, it did it once. Oh, I'm very intelligent. I didn't put this in a... That probably would help with testing it, but I think that does work. Like if I just set up a channel, right? It'll reconnect, yeah. Hey, there we go. Okay, so that's actually... This is gonna be dead simple. Because that's the WebSocket handler taken up. So if I want to send something to any of the people connected to this like global chat, I just need to spin up some thread that like handles every chat source. And as long as they push in this data, I can show it in a universal way. Cool. So now what? That's a good question. So, I guess the next thing, right, is I guess I can clean up some of this. Because in here, I don't need, like, this is going to be notifications instead. So there's that. Okay. And then I can take out notifications. Right? No, I want this to be chat room. Take out notifications. And have that go there. So it'll swap out of bounds before and in chat room. So that these messages will show up there. So I think the last thing that I need to do before I start digging into like the Twitch API or the YouTube API or all that sort of shit is I want to know how to make I want to know how to actually like style this. So I want to know how to include Tailwind. So the question is, how do I bundle Tailwind? Series of articles, doing all that. But okay. So this is Tailwind CSS as a backend. This is a Go. It is Go. So how do you bundle Tailwind? They're using a Chi router, fine. Router, new home service. Okay. Generate mockery. See it, shared partials. What is this? What am I like that? I understand. Is it a way of building templates in pure Go? That's what it seems like. I don't know what that is, but Like, I can see there's like a package.json, all that stuff, right? So like, yeah, this is literally just Tailwind with a Tailwind config. So then how do you, is Tailwind, is internal assets tailwind.css out internal assets dis style CSS. And then I'm assuming that gets referenced then? Partials shared. Source, and then linking to the relative sheet is /dis/styles. Okay, so I can pull in Tailwind, compile it into a static asset, and then serve it that way? That's what it seems like. Hey, let's try it. Actually, I think I can just do... If I just go and do... package.json, dev dependencies, can I just do npm I tailwind CSS? Or I guess it would be npm I -d tailwind CSS. Cool. So that now exists. And as soon as I pull JavaScript in, I now remember that I need a git ignore. So now I have Tailwind. I need the Tailwind config file. And his is running the content against that's interesting. So if I do it against all these template files, right? Like if I just go against all these temple files. Yeah, let me copy this thing in. And then I say content. Templates slash does that I feel like that should work. I don't remember how any of this like dark mode class stuff works, but we're just gonna kind of go with this and see what happens. Right, build the assets, which is that. Because I don't think I can, like, if I do npx tailwind css -i. Right, I need some like assets folder. Yeah, that styles. So we're gonna write a new folder called dist, and we'll use the same kind of setup here, not C#, with that Tailwind setup, and then back to his task file. So I is going to be assets tailwind CSS, and dash O is going to be assets dist style.css. I am incredibly impressed that that worked. I think this is all like the bare bones stuff. Like this is literally just like the minimum of Tailwind, which is just strip all the styles out. So if I go into one of my templates, like let's say I want, so like index is gonna be, I need to do a link style sheet, which I'm always going to forget how to do. So link style rail sheet. And then I need to make sure that in Jin I'm able to serve static files. Yeah, static files. Come on. Static files. Okay. So any of those I think work. So let's go to here and we'll serve out. I think for now we'll do r.static slash assets is going to be dot slash assets slash dist. Yeah. And I think that'll be enough for us to test if this is working. So wasn't able to find styles. And it does not look like the WebSocket works anymore. Damn it. Why did I change? What changed? Error aborted. So does that mean it just like stopped rendering everything because it couldn't find the style sheet? No, there are other problems. Okay. That's what I thought. That's how this works, right? Is gonna be, yeah, dot slash asset slash dist. That serves a folder, right? Or actually, make sure it's not dist, it's slash assets. Still can't find it. Asset slash style. Styles. Do I really need to? Okay. Slash assets slash styles.css. Slash assets. I'm. If only I could spell. There we go. That solves my styles issue, but now I need to solve my WebSocket issue. Oh, it's because I'm not sending the data there anymore. So that, you know what, that makes sense. Here, func send random messages. Chat channel. Just so that I have something that I can continue to verify that this thing actually works. Chat message, username, me. And source. So that I can have go send random messages to the chat channel. Great. I think I overloaded it a little. There we go. So now that's there. So now if I take one of these like form datas, right? If I instead say it's a span and a span, and I say class equals text red, and I do npx and take based on all that, output the things, go run, reload. Well, it did something. It did do the thing that spans do. But it didn't create... No utility classes were detected in your source files. If this is unexpected, double check the content option. Did my spelling come and kill me again? Oh, TMP. It did come and kill me again. It still didn't find anything. .tmpl should find class equals text.red. Use double star to match anything except slashes and hidden files. So now let's do template slash star star. So anything in here that ends with .tmpl, .tmpl, .tmpl. Right, and that still doesn't work. Class equals text.red. Which is here, right? So if I like tailwind text color, just to like double check that I'm definitely doing this right. Yeah. Text red. Oh, is there really, is there not? What if I do text red dash 600? I think is what I would want. Sure. Aha! Disable cache. Huh? What the? Oh God, for fucking... There we go. Okay. And with that, we now need a makefile. Because Oy. So, assets /dis/styles.css. Welcome to the party. Is going to be npx tailwind css-i css-o /dis/styles.css. And actually, those are dependent on all of the template files. Makefile dependent on directory. Task file. You know what? Phony styles. Make styles. There we go. npx update browsers list db at latest. Okay. Alright, whatever. But now I can make my styles if I reference it. So that's, you know, that's dependency of this. So now what do I want to do? So now that I have this, and I can do all that, I'm able to bundle Tailwind, so I can make my styles, you know, whatever I really need them to. I would like to have better, like, is there a VS Code HTML syntax highlighting and Go templating? I guess if I just call it HTML, it'll figure it out. So I just need to go into my Tailwind, change this to HTML, templates, change all these to HTML. And then I need the Go template syntax highlighting. That guy. And let's see. Go template support. Support syntax highlighting. So that just says, like, yeah, just HTML. So how do I, like, turn it on? Oh. I just Huh. Well, that's not what I wanted. Like, because it should look like that, right? Or maybe not? HTML. Let's try one of their like known issues real quick. Command Shift P. It's gonna magically pop in. No. Well, I like that I have HTML syntax highlighting anyway, so we'll just keep that. Actually, let's also figure this bit out. If I do template dot var templates, I could say this. Dot parse glob creates a new template and parses the template definition from the files identified by the pattern. So it creates a new template and parses the template definitions. What? Hold on. Golang parse template directory. Okay, that's what I thought, is that you'd have to do something like that. Actually, let's try this. Template dot I mean template undefined. HTML template dot execute template. Does that work? Does this one not keep like a running list? Let me see, can I get, like if I go to r dot HTML render dot instance dot, no. R dot load HTML files, load HTML glob. Oh, wait a minute. That does work. That does work exactly how I think it does. So I can say var component templates equals template dot parse glob. I can do like template slash components. And I can say template dot must do that. Then my templates, I can have this like components and pages. So components and pages. And then do this. So component templates dot execute template. Execute this component, which is going to be called chat message. Called that. So I guess we'll have to see if it... The return template will have the base name and parse contents of the first parse glob is equivalent to calling parse styles matched by the pattern. So parse glob components slash star.html. And then load HTML glob templates slash pages. Does that all work the same way? No. Is it chat message.html? Yes. Okay, so it keeps the file extension. But pretty good. So now I have access to all my components. I have my function handler here, and I have a thing that can send random messages. So let's see if, like, if I can get this Twitch connect to Twitch chat WebSocket. You can join a chat room to receive messages and sending a message. Okay, so let's see, like, next component of this is lib Twitch. So this is going to be a module that is connecting to Twitch, connecting to its WebSocket, and starting to read stuff. And it doesn't look like it even needs to be authenticated just to get chat messages, which for right now is all I'm interested in. So that's cool. So Golang WebSocket client.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up.
I guess I'm going back to fast HTTP WebSocket and as a client.gov. There we go. So func so this is going to be the, like, chat room, I guess. And really the only thing I'm interested in keeping in here are the things like this chat message, and then having, like, some sort of interface for it. This will be chat room dot chat message. I just got to make sure that that gets everywhere. There we go. So now I want to have a function. Like honestly, right now, all I'm really interested in is function get chat. And then we'll kind of go from there. So how does this work? So C dot read message. So dial this string and then just, I think I can do that. So if I just get chat the error WebSocket dot default dialer dot dial, I make a URL. WebSocket. Host is the address. And there's no path, so that's easy. U dot string and nil. If error not equal to nil, progress dot with error dot error could not connect to Twitch and return. Prefer C dot close. Okay, so now in here, message error is C dot read message. If error not equal to nil, log dot print line log rest dot with error dot error receiving message, right? Then other than that, I just want to like I just want to receive this message, yeah, as a string. So right now, instead of, actually I want to do one thing before that, right? So like before I'm listening to messages, I want to send a message to join my channel. C dot write message WebSocket dot text message and I want that to be the command join hashtag Graytonio. And then that's going to be if error not equal to nil, you know, same kind of stuff. Could not receive message, could not join channel. Right? So now, if I go to main, instead of doing this or this, I want to do Twitch dot, I forgot to make it a public function. Get chat. And let's just see what happens. So if I go into chat and I say, hello, Nothing happens. Huh. Could not receive message. Unexpected end of file. Is that because I did that? No. Let's try again if I just type a random message. That's weird. So let me see if I can get in Twitch chat WebSocket. Right, joining a channel. Can I get it? I should be able to see it anonymously, right? C.write message, join. Right, WebSocket clients look like that. Scheme, WebSocket, host. Is there a port that I missed? Init host, force query, no. Chat.twitch.tv, 80. Send cap optional pass and nick messages. Sends message to specify the bot's nickname when authenticating with Twitch IRC servers. Do I have to authenticate? Join Twitch chat without auth. See Twitch chat without logging into a client. You can log into chat as JustinFanXX. That seems weird. Capric, pass, OAuth, nick. Authenticating with the Twitch IRC server. It'll be real interesting if that works. So before this, I need to say Nick Justin Fan 23456, whatever. Huh. Huh. Well. All right. I did not think that was gonna work, but sure. I mean, that's all I really need, so cool. So now what? So what are we gonna do? So now I can take that message. So I gotta parse all this stuff out. If I run all this again, right? And I say hello. Okay. What happens if I send an emoji? Okay, so an emote shows up like that. What if I say... Interesting. It's weird that it doesn't have any like markers around it. I guess that means if I just write, yeah, that just shows up as that. Okay. So, okay, so now I need to write some sort of parser that's going to take these Twitch chat messages and turn them into my chat message. So I need... So let's change this to connect to chat. Channel name. So this gets sent in here. fmt.sprintf. And that works. So now that's channel name. So I need the channel name, and I need the chat channel, which is a channel of chat room chat messages. Because then I can take an internal function, right? Function Twitch chat message to, so yeah, Twitch message to, like, what am I into? Yeah, twit parse Twitch message, which will take in this byte array. Raw message, and it's going to return a pointer to a chat room chat message. So, what does that mean for us? It means that I need to be able to send and receive messages. To send a message, use a priv message. Using the emote, the names are case sensitive. Don't include colons around the name. If Twitch recognizes the name, it'll send it into, for example, emoticons. We'll close the connection. Okay. So I can do a couple of quick checks here. I can go one of two ways. I can write a once parser, or I can do the thing that I want to do, which is much easier. I'll write the easy one now, because I don't want to just do that endlessly. But, because essentially I want to get Twitch connected, and that'll be the end of the stream today. And then that'll be what I want. So right now, I want to say if I'm just going to convert this to a string. Strings dot has prefix string raw. If it has the string prefix priv message, then if it doesn't have that, return nil. Otherwise, return. So I need to be able to pull out but that's not how it works. Because that's not... Yeah, when a user enters a message in a channel's chat room, we'll send a priv message like that. Okay, so that's what I have to parse. So from is first. I'm gonna do the stupid one first. So user is strings.split string raw by an exclamation point sub 0. So one thing I can say, I can do the quick escape of if strings dot contains string raw string message return nil. If it doesn't contain the word priv message, I'm only interested in parsing these priv messages right now. I'll write something smarter maybe the next stream. But for now, I just want to pull the information out just kind of blindly, and we'll figure that out from there. So that's the user. The content is going to be strings.split. It's going to be based on that sub 0, 1, 2. And we're just gonna roll with it. Username, user. Message is content. Source, Twitch. So read the message. Parsed message. is parse Twitch message with message. If parse message not equal to nil, chat channel parse message. And that is pretty much what we're going to go with. Chat channel and the message is that one. Let me make sure that that's connecting to the right way. Yep. So now, instead of go send random stuff, go get Twitch chat. So if we go localhost 8080 and I send hello, we see the message come through. Doesn't do emotes, but we have a standard way of sending messages to HTMX over a single WebSocket. So I'll explain a little bit of what I want to do. Essentially, I want to be able to parse these messages in a single pass. So I need something that's going to roll over all of this data once and kind of parse out everything. And the way that I know how to do that is essentially doing like, you know, for C over, you know, this raw message and just do that. And then you have a couple of like in user, like a couple of these state flags, right? As you're rolling over it. So like in user, in CMD, in message. And really all I'm interested in is determining, like, pull the user out, determine if it's a private message, and then pull the message in. I don't think I'm going to do that tonight, because I've already been streaming for, what is it, 2.5 hours? And I am very tired. But I want to do something like this. Because then I only need to iterate over this entire thing once, and I can pull all the information out. But I will leave that for another day. For now, that works. And next stream I get to try and stream from my laptop, because I will not be at home. But I still want to stream. But yeah. Thanks everybody for watching.